Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and in this installment of Tips and Tricks series we're going to be talking about Cell in Dragon Ball FighterZ. So, as always, we'll be talking about special moves and super moves, going over some generalized game plan, and I want to talk about actually quite a few generalized tips for him, a bit of a bunch of one-offs I'm going to put all into one section. Now, one question I've been often asked is, who do you think the best character in the game is? And if I had to pick at this early juncture, and keep in mind this is solely my opinion and nobody else's, honestly I would pick Cell. Cell, he basically has no range of the screen, he can't contest, he's very good at basically every aspect of the game, he has much higher than average solo combo damage, he's got very good range, especially moves like down and medium. He's got a generalized Kamehameha, which is always very good to have. There's basically nothing he can't be good at. So with that said, let's get into the breakdown now. So first up on the special move front is that he has the low kick that is forward and heavy. And that is a true low. This has to be blocked crouching, because if you do block it standing, you will be hit. Now, I find it funny they put this in here in the move list, because there's another command normally has it's not mentioned. And that is his second stand medium. So as long as you do stand medium, all you have to do is hit back and medium again, and you'll get a follow-up. As you can see there. You can actually delay to the point where it's not even a natural combo, as you can see here. Versus if I do it a little quicker, it is a two-hit combo. So I only found this move while in his combo trials. And I would never have known about it otherwise, because the game does not surface this to you. So yes, forward heavy kick is your command low. And back medium, after a medium, also gives you a second medium hit. Now, next up we have the so-called perfect attack, that is quarter circle back and one of your attack buttons. And he does this little bit of an up kick here, much the same in the air. Now, if you're grounded, the move looks like this. That's the light version. The medium version will always change sides, and this is much the same in the air. So light stays same side. Medium will switch sides, and just in case you're not aware, it will steal the corner. So if you want that, that's great, but just be aware that the medium version will take the corner away from the enemy and put you in the corner. So keep that in mind. Now, all versions of this here have a bit of a follow-up. So in the air too, you see you get a secondary hit, and you can use that time assists here. So you gotta work and keep in mind who your assist is, because some people, the timing will be a bit easier than others. So for Nappa, I use the same timing as I did with Yamcha. Yamcha missed, Nappa hit, but you gotta work, case by case. Now, one thing to note here, the EX versions. So the corner gives a wall bounce. And from that wall bounce, you can get a follow-up into a combo. And the aerial version, if we can not drop it, gives the bear hug. Now, if you watch any pre-release footage or whatever, you've probably seen how you can definitely get a combo off of it using an assist. So you can call any old assist here, and after the assist, and keep in mind you got to time it a bit late, because they got to hit right before they hit the ground. So in that scenario right there, I called it a bit too late, and they're going to miss. So you have to find a happy medium, and once again, this all depends on which assist as well. So you will have to spend some time figuring stuff out, and from there, you can get your combo. So there we go. Yamcha the combo in, and we can follow in afterwards. So once again, case by case, it's every assist is going to have a different timing you're going to need. It is not just fire and forget. You will have to learn timing, but it's a fantastic way for Cell to re-combo and get more damage out of any given combo. Now, next up, we have the rolling spin out, and that is quarter circle forward in any of your attack buttons. Now, one thing to note here, that elbow, the final elbow here, is a true overhead, so you have to block that move standing. So if you're crouch blocking, you will be hit. And EX versions do more damage. Now, there is a very important note here when it comes to just general combo ability. So, if you do the move, the light version here, after the elbow, they will flip out automatically. So I try to super afterwards, and they're gone. It won't work. End of story. It just won't work with the light version. So if you want to combo with the light version into a super, you have to go in your super right as they hit the ground, but before your elbow connects. Now, the version The medium version, that is, does not have this particular weakness. So you can do your super after the elbow hits. However, you will not be able to combo off a medium in the air, as it'll always miss. So what you need to do in this situation is you either need to combo off an aerial S, so that's the ground wave explosion, or you need to combo off a down heavy in the air, so something like this. In this situation here, it will go directly into the medium elbow. But you need basically something that causes more hit stun than just the basic jumping medium attack, because otherwise all you're ever going to get is the light rollout. Now, with that in mind here, the EX version does not have this particular weakness. So you will be able to get off a medium in the air, and the elbow you can super afterwards, so you get all your damage intact. Next move we have to discuss is the Hell Strike, and that is down and medium in the air. So this move is actually quite similar to a Vanish, except it doesn't cost you a bar. However, it does not have necessarily a lot of the strengths of the Vanish, as it doesn't cause wall bounces and all that kind of stuff, and slower as well. But, you know, you will always switch sides on something, and keep in mind if you do it, and the foe is in the corner, you will take the corner from them, just so you know. Now, one of the best uses of this, because honestly, by itself, it's not that great of a move. However, with any given assist, we can basically turn that into a free cross-up. So if you want to block that right there, you had to already have been blocking the opposite side. You have to block where Cell is, but you already had to block where Cell is while Yamcha's hitting you, otherwise you're got. And like, it's really that quick. You have that little time to react to this situation, and that's really savage. And on top of that, you know, that's a combo, as you can see there. So, different assists, you can get different things. So I have Nappa up here as well, and Nappa maybe not as, you know, easy to work with as Yamcha, as you see here, because it launches them straight up into the air. And, you know, I can't quite get a crouch heavy either. So different assists will play with this in different levels. So someone like a Yamcha is very strong, as you can just kind of get combos afterwards and do whatever. And someone like a Nappa, maybe not so much, but anyone in the game, as long as it's not Android 18 because she has the barrier assist, but anyone who hits, at the very least, you can turn this into a nice little sassy cross-up, because even if you are the one who is slower to hit, because, you know, that's not necessarily a speedy move by any stretch, the assist will come out right away, and they have to block cross-up for that assist. Now, the Kamehameha. So, he has what you would call the standard Kamehameha, but by standard, I by no means mean bad, because Kamehamehas are generally speaking the pound-for-pound best style of projectiles in this game. So, it's a big beam, covers a lot of the screen. He can also angle it upwards by holding up, as you can see here. Now, his is not necessarily as good as Goku's. Goku's is at a very slightly different angle that covers a bit further forward, but still, beggars can't be choosers, and considering it's basically only Goku and Cell who have these upward angle Kamehamehas, still very fantastic to have. He also can do it in the air. The air version cannot be angled, it's only downwards, and if you do have him up as your assist on deck, that's the version he does do, as you can see here. And this covers, you know, a very massive portion of the screen. You basically either had to be directly underneath Cell or directly jumping in the other corner to not be hit by this. And you take more than a couple of these, grounded, aerial, doesn't matter. It's going to be very flustering, as these really add up, because each one does over 1,000 damage. And you're really going to be able to control a lot of the portion of the screen here. Like, that whole area the Kamehameha is in is what you own of the screen. And if they block it, like, oh well, you know, it's not a big deal if they block it. It's not like you can get punished or anything like that. And if you get those very homing dash people, very homing dash happy people out there, who, they say one Kamehameha, they'll jump, they'll homing dash and go forward. Well, that's why you can either do the aerial and stop them, or just boot them and get your free combo. Now, next up, we have the Psycho Crash. So I have the dummy set the block here, as you can see, and the Psycho Crash doesn't care. This move is unblockable. So the only caveat to this move is you can't do it too close. So say we get a bit closer here, it's a straight whiff. So that explosion right there, if any part of that hits, that's when we get our Psycho Crash. And like many of Cell's moves, you can vanish cancel it, and we can turn it into a bit of a combo. So very handy to have. It gets people who are overly defensive to, you know, start getting proactive again. And once you get proactive, that's when Kamehameha start working. That's when they'll fall for your offense. It gets people to just not want to block. Now, one thing to note here. If you have the foe in the corner, you can be closer than full screen. As you can see here. So I can even do it like basically right beside him. It'll still work. So if you are mid-screen and have any amount of screen to work with, once that will not work. As you see there. That'll just completely whiff. You have to be basically this distance or backwards further out. As any distance closer than that, it's going to whiff. But once you're in the corner, the minimum distance is gone and it'll just work, period. So it's a really fantastic and powerful tool in the corner. Because people who just want to block, you just give them a split second to do your move, and then you basically bust it out the big can opener, and you can get combos from there. So for as good as Cell's special moves are, his super moves are a bit ho-hum. So his level 1, and he only has one level 1 and one level 3, is a giant energy explosion from, like, say, even this far out. It's going to whiff, as you can see there. So you got to be closer to your foe to get to do anything, but as a bonus, it plays very nicely as a tag super, as it basically will always connect. So we'll try that one more time here. And it'll effectively always connect, because it's very difficult for it to miss. Because even if you were to do something from, say, further out, he'll always go to wherever they are and do his move. So there you go. So it has a lot of value there, but just as a raw super, it's kind of ho-hum. And speaking of ho-hum, now, his level 3... definitely one of the more visually impressive supers. You know, the nice little cinematic and all that, but it's just basically a stock beam. There's nothing much to it. It's good for just randomly fishing, I guess, for trying to get a kill with a random level 3. But if you're not going to get the kill, I highly suggest against going for it, because a raw level 3 will always do blue damage. That is recoverable damage. So if you did not get the kill and they just tag out, you basically burn 3 bars for nothing. But if you do get the kill and you feel like you just kind of got to go for it, definitely better than most, because it does have full screen coverage. You know, it's a beam. It takes up most of the real estate of the screen, so if they hit a button, you'll definitely get them. Now, for some generalized tips. So the first one has to do with his auto attack chain. So he basically goes for a big bear hug. Actually, I'll just turn off block here. So he goes for the big bear hug. Now, as you saw just a moment before here, you know, I guess it's not a real throw because, you know, it just whiffs, right? Not so much. So if you actually whiff the first 2 hits, that bear hug is a real throw. It will break guard, as you can see here. So the spacing is a bit specific, and right there, if that second hit connects, you're not going to get it. You are not able to delay it like, say, an Android 16 can. As you see there's no amount of delaying I can do to really make it work. Android 16 can delay his, and it will be a command grab, but not so much Cell. But other than that, you know, this isn't something I expect you to do every match, but you can definitely catch people sleeping at the wheel with this. And once you do, you can convert it into a full combo and go on from there. Now, our next tip has to deal with the down and key blast button here. So you see here, it's very different than the standard key blast, as he moves forward while doing it, and it is susceptible to all the downsides of regular key blast, in that, you know, you can homing dash through it, and also on block, you can also interrupt it with a homing dash. However, that kind of precludes they knew you were going to do it. But here's a reason why you would even give them to suspect that they knew you were going to do it. Because this move is advantage on block. So if we were to both mash jab after I do this move, I'm going to win every single time. Because it is my advantage, it is my turn after this move. So that is the strength of this move. So if you get very abusive with it, because, you know, it's a gap closer as well, right? So you can just kind of toss it out and you can say, oh, it's my turn forever. Well, not so much, because they will be able to homing dash through it if they're on the ball. But the only reason they're going to be on the ball at all for it is once you really disabuse them of the motion of, once you block it, it's my turn. And, you know, say they start respecting you, and you know they won't hit buttons after they block, so your jabs won't work. Well, that's a perfect time to do it and go right into a dragon rush or whatever have you. So moves that are advantage on block are very rare in this game, and this one being advantage on block is a pretty big deal. Another very important part of his offense actually has to do with his instant air dash. So, like many characters, you can instant air dash into a button. It is a move you have to block standing, otherwise you get hit, and you can go into full combo from there. But he can force a double overhead with going for medium and then go right into his light. See here, do it this very low to the ground, as you can see there, and you have to block standing for both. And let me just set the guard off here. Oh. There we go. And just like any old combo, you get full combo off of it. And what makes this extra deadly is his crouch light is a true low. So the enemy basically has to guess high or low right off the bat, just off the first initial block. Because the instant overhead, you can either get the double or you can just go right into the low. And it is a true combo either way, as you can see here. So if it hits, whatever, it works both ways. It's not a big deal for you, but for them it's going to be a true, real terror to block. Because when they do block, they either got to block the double overhead, or they got to block overhead low right away. So it's a 50-50 coin flip. If it hits, whatever, it's all upside for you, and it's all downside for them. This is one of the nastiest, like very simple high-lows in the game, because it's just off, the basic air dash. Like, you don't even have to do something fancy like, instant air dash, empty, go for the low while they're trying to block high. You can just go for it right away, and if it hits, it's all she wrote. And if not, they have to really coin flip immediately, and it's very difficult to do on reaction, and there's no way you can like sight read it. You just have to guess, and it sucks for them, but it's great for you. Now, for a more generalized game plan, Cell can kind of do whatever he wants. Like, he's got a quick crouching low, so he's good up front no matter what. His down medium is very, very good for a multitude of reasons, because it's basically his party starter. So, like, whatever you want to go off crouch medium, like, he basically gets, most of his stuff off of this, and he can just kind of go into whatever from it. In the corner, even crazier, because he has like his big crazy corner combo that starts off the down medium, and check the companion combo guide if you haven't seen it. But he has higher than average solo combo damage, and the crouch medium is a big reason why it is. And it has really good range, so it's not quite as much as, say, like someone like Nappa could hit you from like this far away with this stand heavy. Android 21 can hit you from roughly this far away, so he has to be a smidge closer, but still it's an advancing low that's very strong. And so, even further out, he's got the Kamehamehas. Kamehamehas are the best kind of projectiles. He can angle it upwards. He has the aerial version, which is still effectively full screen, as you can see here. If we back up all the way, we can cover the whole screen with it. That was a super jump, but even a regular jump, he can cover all sorts of angles. The only things I could fault him for here, because as far as strengths go, he's got, fast, quick lows. He's got the advancing low that starts a full combo. He's got the beams, and then, of course, on top of all that, he has like the shenanigans and all that kind of stuff. The weaknesses I would give him are this. One, I think his crouch heavy sucks. So, and by that, I don't mean it's like awful or whatever, but it's very home. Like, look how close I am here. Whiff, whiff, closer, whiff, closer. That's where it connects. So, it has very little forward range, basically. And it doesn't have anything really compensated for, like, say, like Nappa, since he's on the team. His goes straight up, and that also has its own host of problems, but his also hits directly behind him. And that is something Cell is not afforded. So, down heavies are a very big part of defense in this game, and it's only alright at best. And that said, his general air normals, when you're trying to contest other people in the air, like, it's great enough on the ground, sure, but when other people are in the air, they're not fantastic. Now, you can fix that to a degree. So, if you have someone in the air, the perfect attack hits directly above you. So, normally when you're directly below someone who's above you in the air, that's like the single hardest thing to do is contest anything they have, because they have, the angle. You know, as very famously said in Star Wars, they have the high ground, right? But this will let you contest, since it hits directly upwards, and it's got a very generous hitbox. It's actually a little bit bigger than it even looks. And if you want to burn a bar, you can actually get a little bit of range on it as well, as you see there. And it lets them contest from this situation where just people have some difficulty. Now, if it's directly below you, then we once again run into some issues because not much hits directly below you. If they're at maybe your waist, this will connect. But otherwise, the explosion is not going to do much to them here. They basically, even see here, right there, that completely whiffs. So they have to be much closer to you for that to connect. So you have some difficulty dealing with people below you, but generally speaking, that's not too bad of a deal because you get to, you know, control your fall, you get to block, you get to see what's happening, you get to react. So of the two, that's definitely the better situation to be in. But I'm not trying to doom and gloom him here now, by the way. It's just, I still consider him maybe the pound for pound best character in the game. It's just, those are some situations where he's, you know, does not do as well as some other people. But once again, really good up close, double overhead. The down medium's ridiculous because it leads to so much potential damage. He's got the Kamehamehas. He's got the unblockable from full screen. He's just full of everything you need to have. And that concludes our video for today. So once again, Cell, incredibly strong character. If you were to put him on your team, I would say have him up as your front character because I did mention the assist earlier. So he does have the downward Kamehameha, and it's very good assist. It's definitely on the upper end of things in my opinion. But overall, it's maybe not as strong as some other characters you have. Like even like someone like Yamcha. Like Yamcha has a much better assist overall, pound for pound. And I don't want to call it a flaw because comparing it to Vegeta's assist is, you know, falling in of itself because Vegeta has the best assist in the game. But as you can see here, it does knock him away. So someone like a Vegeta, you can just like homing dash get a free combo. If you see it hit, still not so much. But still, it's pretty good. It's very good for applying pressure. If the foe blocks your stuff, you know, you can toss it out. It's still a very good assist overall, but I think he is best suited for being a point character with the assists backing him up. So that all said, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope it found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball.